Hello and welcome back to Ego Self First. This is another Forex Weekly analysis. We are back at it again after a very short break. We have come back to give you guys the weekly analysis. So we are starting on GBP USD. This time around, we are starting on a weekly time frame. So let's dive in. So you can see these two zones that I highlighted already on my screen here. This zone was our last high on what we are seeing currently. This zone was our last high. All right. Let me make this thing clear. Okay, this zone was our last high and this other zone was our last low. This zone here, this zone here, you can see it, our last low, lower low. So technically speaking, on weekly time frame we are still bearish on a weekly time frame until the day price will close above this yellow bar that we say we have turned bullish on a weekly time frame. So internally we are internally this price action you are seeing starting from here, from this zone to the current price action now, is internal market structure. Okay, but external market structure is telling us that we are bearish, but internal market structure, let's read it together to see if we are bearish or bullish. So we will start from this zone, internal market structure. Okay, let's start from here. When the price pull back, when this price move back here, okay, trying to continue downwards but it couldn't, and price got to this zone and stop. From here price created another leg causing a high that is above this high. Internally we are moving up. Okay, so we call it a higher high. We move down here, call it a higher low. We move down again, call it a higher high. Okay, and will come down again. This is a higher low, and we'll move up again and created equal higher high, causing a double top internally. So internally we are bullish. Internally we are what? Bullish. And at the same time we are at weekly resistance level. And you can see in the past 2 weeks the price action is rejecting and rejecting. So let's go down to daily time frame to see what the price action is telling us. All right, so on a daily time frame, let's read the chart together. Let's start from this zone so that you understand my analysis. You have a higher high, you have a higher low, you have a higher high, now we have a lower low. Okay, we have a lower low and we have a lower high, we have a lower low. After lower, what next? We created another higher high by breaking above this zone. We created another higher high, we have a higher low somewhere here. Price created another higher high, and this is not complete retracement. In my own analysis, is not complete retracement. Those my mentees will understand what I mean. This candle here is not a complete retracement. Thereby our new higher high goes to this zone. Okay, and this new higher high has broken and closed above this zone. So on a daily time frame we are bullish, and price is doing what? Retracing back. We don't know where this retracement will stop, but let's go down to 4-hour time frame to see what is happening. So weekly time frame we are bullish, but we are at weekly resistance level. Daily time frame we are also bullish. So now let's read the 4-hour time frame. So on a 4-hour time frame, starting from this zone, we created a higher high and a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and we are coming down to put up a higher low at this zone. So this zone is what is holding this market. So I'm expecting that price should be able to react from this zone and start moving up. Okay, that is my own view, that price will react on this zone and start doing what? Moving up to complete what the daily time frame is saying. Okay, but for any reason that price close below this zone, if market open this week and price close below this zone on this 4 hour time frame, that means our bullishness on this is over, because if we break the below this higher low, it means that we have a shift in market structure, thereby causing this movement to move down. So we expect this price to do what? To come to this zone this week. So two things, watch out what will happen this week. If price break below this zone, then we are coming down, trading bearish this week up to get to this zone. Okay, but if price react here and continue moving up, we'll see what? Continue moving on a bullish trend. So this is how we trade GBP USD coming this week. So next pair on the list will be Euro USD. Let's see what was happening on Euro USD. So Euro USD on a weekly time frame. Let's start on a weekly time frame on Euro USD. All right. So this weekly time frame Euro USD. So let's read it together the way we did on GBP USD. But without taking much of your time, this was our last high, this zone that created this leg of lower low. Okay. So all these things that is happening here is internal. It is what? Internal. So let's read this internal separate. We have a high here. We have a higher low. This is weekly time from Euro USD. We have another higher high at this zone, and we have another higher low. Okay. We have equal higher high here, and we created a lower low. We turn bearish here. After creating a lower low, we come bullish again by creating a higher high. This is internal structure. Okay, we are bullish on internal structure. So let's go down to daily time frame and see what is happening on a daily time frame. All right, this is daily time frame. Daily time frame as well is bullish, because let's read from zone. This zone, we created this leg of higher high and market crash, creating lower low and the lower high, lower low. Do you have it here? No, we don't have complete structure here. So we created a lower low here. We tried to create a lower high here, but this lower high is not valid because it didn't give us a lower low. So rather, market came up here and closed above this zone, thereby creating a higher high. And we have a higher low and we have a higher high. And currently, market is retracing back. We don't know where this retracement will stop, but let's go down to 4 hour time frame to put meaning into this. So on a 4 hour time frame, will give us the direction where we'll be following this week. So let's read this 4 hour chart together. From this zone, we created a higher high and a higher low, a higher high, another higher low, a higher high, and currently we have created a higher low. So we are expecting that price should be able to put up another higher high from this zone for a healthy price action. But for any reason that price decide to breach below this zone and close below this zone, it means that we have turned bearish. That means this week we'll start looking for bearish. But at this junction, we are still expecting price action here. I have some trade opening at this zone currently. So I'm expecting that price will be able to push up as we to resume this bullish trend. But if this price fail to hold at this zone, that means, and close below this zone, that means throughout this week I'll be trading bearish. So this is my analysis on Euro USD. So next pair on the list is GBP JPY. So let's start on a weekly time frame on GBP JPY. All right, let's read it together. Let's start from this zone. Okay, we created a higher high and created a higher low. And we move up again, create a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low. After creating this higher low, market price started ranging, moving sideways, We are not breaking above, we are not breaking below. Currently, we are still bullish on weekly time frame on GBP JPY. So let's go down to daily time frame to see what the price is telling us. So on a daily time frame, you can see clearly that we are moving sideways. We are moving sideways. But let's read it together so that you will be able to understand what I'm doing here. So let's start from this zone. When this price created this opportunity, okay, created this lower low because we closed below this zone. This was last lower high, higher low. Sorry, we have a higher high here, a higher low, and a higher high. But price bridge it. Let me do it so that you understand what I mean. Pay attention, please. When this price moved from this zone to this zone, created a higher high and a higher low, a higher high and a lower low. Okay, of turn bearish. After turning this bearish, price started going sideways, 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 sideways. So a form of range market. But now let's read this sideways market, this sideways movement. Let's read it together. Starting from here, price move up like this, create this high, create this higher low, create this higher high, create this higher low. It couldn't create another higher high. It just barely created equal high. It's not up to equal high. And after this, price crashes and created a lower low. Okay, we created a lower low here. After coming to this zone, we created a lower low. This point, after lower low, what next? We created a lower high and we created another lower low, and we have moved up to create another lower high. So this movement is a lower high. So we are still expecting that GVJP will still drop low. So externally, on a daily time frame, we are bearish. An internal market structure on a daily time frame, we are still bearish. So this movement that moves like this is a retracement. And if you notice, there is a fair value gap here, which price is reacting currently. So let's see if this fair value gap will hold. Let's move down to 4-hour time frame and see what is going on there. All right, so this 4-hour time frame. Let's read the chart together. Let's read it together. Let's start from this zone. We move up, created a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, higher high, lower low. Change of character. Price return back to this other block and price fall. We turn bearish on 4-hour time frame. So as far as this price action is concerned, this was our last high and this was our last low. All this one that is happening is pull back. We are pulling back to this other block, and currently you have met this other block. Okay, so coming on Monday this week, if we move to 15 minutes time frame and see a shift in market structure at this zone, we'll do what? We'll sell, because we are bearish on a daily time frame. And on a 4-hour time frame now, we have turned bearish. So if you turn bearish on 15 minutes time frame, we'll do what? We'll sell. So let me go down to 15 minutes time frame. This is a bonus. Let me go down to 15 minutes time frame and see what is happening there. All right. So 15 minutes time frame, what we can see now is that we have also turned bearish. How? Because we created this higher high, higher low, higher high, and lower low. So I'm expecting price to return back to at least this fair value gap here, this zone. Let price return back to around this zone, and I'll pick up a sell. Okay, so this is how I'll be monitoring GBP JPY coming this week. So next pair on the list is USD JPY. So the USD JPY, let's go down to one weekly time frame on USD JPY and put up a meaning to this chart. So let's start from this zone. We'll have a higher high, a higher low, equal higher high, another higher high, a higher low, try to push up for another high. We barely created equal higher high. Now we have turned back to create equal lower higher low. And after creating this higher low, what do you expect? You expect price to start pushing up. Okay. So on a weekly, we are bullish. Let's see what is happening on a daily time frame on USD JPY. So this is USD JPY on a daily time frame. So let's put meaning into it. Let's start from this zone. We created this. Okay. We created this high here, but the higher low, the original higher low is not this man, because we never close. We never close. This is where we have a complete price action. Okay. This is where we have a complete price action. A higher high. We created lower low, turn bearish, lower high, another lower low, and a higher high. We turn bullish now, and a higher low, higher high, still bullish. Now we have turned bearish, lower low, lower high, lower low. We are going for where? For lower high. So this is a retracement, which the price is already trying to react at this zone. So currently on a daily time frame, we are what? Bearish. So let's go down to 4-hour time frame for final analysis. 4-hour time frame will tell us what to do this week. All right. So this 4-hour time frame on USD JPY, without missing what, you can see clearly that we are bearish. Let me read this from this zone. Okay. Let me read this in a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. All right. A lower low, a lower high, a lower low. So we are going for a lower high at this other block, which price is currently reacting. I'm seeing this pin bar and bullish enclosure here, signifying that this price want to move up. Okay, but definitely we watch out price action on a 15 minutes time frame, because this was the last high. It was only when price take out this last high that I'll start thinking of buying USD JPY. Currently, I'm looking for a sell, because 4-hour time frame we are still bearish. All these things that happen here is internal market structure. This is the last high that is holding this market, and this green candle is the other block that caused this movement to drop. And you can see that price has come to this green candle and is reacting. But this price action that closes on Friday here is signifying that price want to move up. But I will not rely on this price action, because I know that this man here is capable of tumbling this market towards this zone. So let's go down to 15 minutes time frame to see if there is any price action, because that will be the entry zone. Okay, in 15 minutes time frame, I'm noticing that we have also turned bearish. Let me explain. We have a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low. So I'm expecting this price to come to this zone, the fair value gap or the other block. If price come there this week, I'll do what? I'll put up a sell, and the market will continue going down. So basically, these are the pairs that I'm looking at this week. So take advantage of this analysis. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. We also have our free Telegram channel where I drop free signals. You can find the link around this video. Join us on the free Telegram channel so that you get updates on the pairs that we are trading every now and then. See you guys in my next episode. Cheers.